welcome to Behind the Lens, an interview series that focuses on the BRTF program and what it's like to work in the media industry after graduating. I'm your host, Luke Gurman, and our first guest tonight is an alum from the film stream here at Niagara College, someone who has worked on many projects, from music videos to corporate promotions. Carter Varmar. Welcome to the studio, Carter. Thank you for coming in and sharing your time with us and your experience. It is greatly appreciated.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem. Now, Carter, I understand you graduated with an advanced diploma from the film stream.
Yeah.
Although you went out of from what I hear, you went out of your way to experience everything that the television side also had to offer. My first question tonight is, how did you manage that?
Well,
with the sheer workload.
yeah. So going to film stream, I know I had to focus on that. So that was always my main priority.
Right.
Just because I want to get the grades and graduate. But I was pretty lucky because a lot of my friends went the TV stream.
Okay.
So if they needed an extra camera person, I was always first to volunteer and hop on, whether it was a basketball tournament or volleyball tournament, stuff like that.
Okay. So you managed to fit all that into the 3 years. Didn't have to take any extra courses or anything to?
No, I got pretty lucky with how I managed my time and where certain projects happened. I didn't start helping out with TV until second year, second term.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it came in a little later.
Yeah.
The more time you spent in the program, the more you wanted to participate in the program.
Yeah. Well, one of my friends from first year, he needed extra camera people for the NCAA tournament.
Right.
And so he's like, I thought of you right away. He's like, will you come do a camera? So I went and did, I think, some game cam and some close-up camera work. And then from there, anytime they needed an extra person or there was availability, I jumped at the opportunity.
Nice.
Yeah.
And were you more likely to get an opportunity to work on various projects because of that initial volunteering? How beneficial is it for students now to volunteer, even first years, just maybe to show up and watch a mobile?
Yeah. Oh, I would say it's crucial for you want to use your time to the best you can. The more experience you get, the better. So for myself, I was lucky that during my time here, I was focused here. I had a part-time job, but I got to spend a lot of extra time at the college.
Yeah.
So whenever I did, I would try to be involved in as many things as possible.
Okay.
So that was really helpful because once I graduated, and even in my classes in film, I learned a lot of techniques and technical things in TV that I wouldn't have learned in my film class.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
We have to take a quick commercial break, but we will be back right after the short messages from Niagara College.
Niagara College Vault. Niagara College programs immerse students with a highly experiential learning environment enhanced by digital technologies. We place students at the center of all that we do. We are Niagara College.
Welcome back to Behind the Lens. Now, Carter, moving on to after your time in the BRTF, the first question I have to ask is, what was the first job you got after you graduated?
So I ended up working at a marketing company in Toronto as a production manager. It was right after the legalization of cannabis, so the industry was booming, and that's what we focused on. And I actually got that job because of an opportunity through the college.
Really?
Dutch and Dave, they were bringing up a team to a corporate video to help shoot something. And so Dutch asked me to put together a team of some students. We went up there, and the company was called Puff Digital.
Yep.
And so we showed up with a bunch of reds and a ton of stuff, and they were impressed. And when it was getting closer to graduation, you cut me off.
Unfortunately, we're going to cut to one of your inserts. We've got a short montage of some of your work that we'd like to show our audience. Carter, I'm so sorry for cutting you off, but please continue. Puff Digital.
Yeah.
And your experiences working with them.
Yeah, so after the shoot, we went up and, helped them out on this corporate video. And then as we were getting closer to graduation, I was thinking about work and what I was going to do for a job. And of course, being a college student, pot was on my mind. So I thought of Puff Digital. I reached out to them, see if they, had any opportunities. And then they hired me as a full-time as the production manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the professors or Dutch handing you an opportunity. You had to go out and seek this out.
Yeah,
Like they got your foot in the door, but to get in the door, you had to.
Yeah, like I felt like I was handed it because, Dutch, they were like, hey, here's this opportunity, let's go and shoot some stuff. And I just went and did what, I want to do on every shoot and just do the best that I can, capture good footage.
Right.
And then they told me that they liked it, so I pursued that as an opportunity and it worked out.
Nice. So going back a little bit before your time in Niagara College, was there something that sparked your love of film, filmmaking, cinematography, television, just media in general? Something from your childhood that you saw and was like, I'm going to do that one day?
Yeah, it was actually the Canadian TV show Corner Gas.
Yeah.
That was like my favorite growing up.
Yeah.
I watched it all the time. And then when I learned that the creator of it, Brent Butt, who starred in it,
Yep.
like when I learned that it was his creation, I was like, I want to do that. Because when I was younger, I really wanted to do something like on camera.
Right.
And then I got smarter as I got older and realized behind the camera is the best spot for me.
Really?
But yeah, just, learning about their production and how this guy wrote a show basically just to put himself in it, like I thought it was really cool. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of interesting things, actually. One of the most interesting things I've seen is a promotion for the Canadian Summer Games that just it's a massive national global sporting event that was recently held in the Niagara region. Now, we have a video you shot for that, tied with Niagara College. Can you tell us a little bit about that before we take a look?
Sure. So I got to help out in a lot of different ways. I captured a lot of B-roll. Dutch reached out and asked, like, hey, we're shooting like little feature contents for some of the sponsors.
Okay.
So he basically just gave me the name Equifruit, and he's like, they're going to be here, talked with them over email. And then I went, and they just wanted like some shots and like just with their name across it, something to put in as an advertisement.
Right.
But they had like this walkway up to like this little shark logo. So I thought it'd be a funny idea to make it look like a podium and, make it look like someone was getting a medal.
Okay.
So, and it turned out pretty well.
And did they allow you full creative freedom on this, or was there like you've got some parameters, but they let you run with it?
Yeah, like they didn't really have, like they wanted like shots of like athletes coming up and talking to them at the booth, but otherwise they're like, they just asked what my opinion was, and I said, I think this would be funny and creative, which was like their whole branding was very like over the top humor and just kind of like, it's, yeah, they don't take
wacky.
themselves seriously. Yeah.
Excellent. So was that a matter of You actually mesh with your clients and everyone.
Exactly. Yeah. Like
Okay.
I looked them up on Instagram, found out what they were about, and I was like, I have a good idea.
Interesting. So let's take a look at that video right now. Well, that was hilarious. And very enjoyable. How much fun was that to shoot?
Oh, it was a ton of fun. Yeah.
Excellent.
All the Equifruit people were great.
Yeah, nice. Now, you've worked on many types of media over the years, and why did you choose to diversify rather than focus on just one aspect of the industry? And was that more to facilitate your creative outlet, or just to stay financially stable, or both?
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Okay.
Like, I never wanted to close off a door because, like, there's so many things that could give opportunities. Like, I'll even do, like, photos for people. Like, so I don't want to close any doors. So I found that because I've done that, there's just so many different types of projects I can work on. And, you know, sometimes you'll go a month with no gigs and it's super slow. Other times, you know, you're working 7 days a week. Like, right now, I'm on a stretch of, like, 7 days a week nonstop just because there's so much to do.
Fortunately, we've got to pay some more bills. We're going to a commercial break, but we'll be right back after this.
Niagara College Ball.
Niagara College programs immerse students with a highly experiential learning environment enhanced by digital technologies. We place students at the center of all that we do. We are Niagara College.
Welcome back yet again to Behind the Lens, our series on graduates in the broadcasting program here and their experiences in the industry. Rounding out our time here today with Carter, graduate and industry professional, I'd like to finish up by asking, what's coming down the pipe for you?
So currently I'm finishing up a TV show that we pitched to 5TV about a year ago. Ended up being a much bigger project than anticipated, so just trying to get all the editing done for that, about 8 episodes worth of content.
Wow.
Yeah, and then just a lot more corporate videos and, you know, more music videos once the show's all done.
Excellent. Carter, I'd like to thank you for joining us today. Speaking with you was an absolute pleasure. We all greatly appreciate your time and wisdom and the fact that you came in to share it with us today. Thank you very much. Please join us again next week when our guest will